alright.
No,
Everything'll be alright. Alright.
Everything'll be alright. Alright.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boicast of 2020, the first episode of the year. Do we start there? Do you want to...
So yeah, hey everybody, welcome back to the 2020 podcast. We're in birthday month! Woo! Dude, did you know it's my birthday this month?
Is it?
Yeah,
Look
it's my
at
birthday
you.
on the 23rd.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
23rd,
So it is.
dude.
So it
Dude,
is.
It is. Are you coming with us to the Netherlands?
I'm tempted, but I don't know if I'll have the money.
Dude,
It's
you've
pricey.
got a bed.
I know,
You've got a bed
Matt
if you
Jax
need
has already told me, and I'm like, tempted, but he was like, we're going to be doing stuff while we're here, so if you can't afford that, but we'll see.
Well, that's the thing, right? Exactly. Boicast 2023 in the Netherlands.
But we might, maybe, if I can get the money and stuff, we might be hitting up the Netherlands. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Might be the boys go the Netherlands. Who knows?
The boys go the Netherlands.
But,
To
dude.
be honest, it's gonna be the boy goes the Netherlands when it's fucking
TwitchCon.
Comic-Con, TwitchCon. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, dude, there's so many cons now.
We need to
Just-
plan
just all
that
flick
properly. We need to get that
We
planned.
do.
We do, because
We
we're going to
do.
do TwitchCon again. Even though we don't really stream much anymore, it was still fun to just go. So
Yeah, no, 100.
it's an excuse.
100%.
It's an excuse to go to the Netherlands, so, you know.
We have to go back to the Twitch Sings booth.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Like, there's
dominate the
no
Twitch Sing
doubt.
booths and make it ours again. We claim that as our own. Like, we were the boys. Maybe it's the same people. That'd be so cool.
Oh my god, if it's the same people and we could just finger gun them and they'll be just like, oh my god, who are you?
Because the girl who worked there like followed us on Instagram, so I'll DM her before we go. Like, are you at Twitch Sings again? What up?
We're coming back to Twitch Sings.
Get
Be
that shit
there.
ready.
Warm up the mics for us.
Yeah, make sure to rig the sound system to the entire fucking convention, not just the little booth.
Because I remember the first time we just sing like, we sing, what do we sing?
We did Fall Out Boy, didn't we?
Is
this more than you bargained for
yet? And then afterwards we just
Been trying to tell you anything.
like, because we were kind of like chill at that point in time, We
Well,
trying to
we
just,
were like
get
one of the
them on.
first people that went in it because he asked us at the end, didn't he? Like, was the sound good? And
Yeah.
yeah, it's great.
I thought that was like him telling us that we were bad at singing, because he's like, could you guys hear your own voices and stuff like that? I thought like we were just that bad that he was just like, yo. But it turns out we're actually.
The first thing he
pretty
said
good
is he
singers.
walks in and goes like, "You guys were actually really good," and you're like, "Oh, you flatter us, sir."
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we're getting off topic of what this podcast is all about, Blair.
Is it?
Yeah, because
What?
it's the first of the year. Like Skrillex, first of the year. We gotta have this
Wait.
2020 themed, and we gotta be like, yo, like 2019's done, you know.
What are you talking about?
It's the first podcast of 2020. We gotta talk
Oh,
about what
yeah.
we
Oh,
planned
that's
for
what you meant.
2020. That's what I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
why did you bring up Skrillex?
Because he's got a song called First of the Year.
Does he?
Yes, that's the one that's like call 911 now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
That's what I was
that's
saying.
Oh,
God.
that's how it's called First of the Year.
Yes.
Oh, now I know. Dude.
I believe it
Knowing
is.
half the battle.
Let me double
Yeah,
check,
like-
because I swear it's called
yeah,
First of the Year.
But anyway, as you were saying, it's the first of the year, right? And I've got to say, do you have any plans for 2020?
Well, like, because everyone makes those shitty resolutions, don't they? No one sticks to them.
Oh yeah, of
No.
course. But we are.
There's one
We are.
I'm considering
Oh, tell me.
as just sort of, can I do it? You know what I mean? Because, like, for the
Okay.
past, like, 2 years, I've been wanting to actually start working out. And I started to when, like, Beat Saber and that came out. I was exercising constantly, playing Beat Saber, as well as doing stuff off of the game. Like, I was actually working out, and then I got tired and stopped doing it, and then started working night shifts. And so this year, I want to start working out more, but there's also, that's not the main one. That's just
Okay,
sort of, I
alright,
want to do that
alright.
in general. I want to
That's the
test
one,
myself. Because
Ready
I've
to go,
always wanted to grow my hair out. And I
Oh
kind
my
of want to
God,
see if I can
really?
go this entire year without a complete haircut. Like, obviously, you'll get it trimmed and that, because otherwise it'll be a mess. But I kind of want to see if I can get, like, some Jesus level, you know.
Dude, by the end of the year, if you can't put yourself, like, your hair into a samurai, like, man bun.
Dude, if I can get some chopsticks, it'll be like, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah, exactly,
and then
right?
look like the Yakuza, you know.
Oh! Then you
'Cause-
gotta get some tattoos as well, you know
'cause
what I mean?
I'll be
like,
jacked.
tattoos that say, like, freedom from oppression or something
See,
like
I
that,
would
right?
get tattoos if I didn't have a phobia of ink on my skin, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. No, you do have a phobia of ink on your skin, but that's ink under your skin, you know what I
That's
mean? Like,
worse! That scares me
no,
even more!
yeah, but you know, it's just, you know, it's not on the skin, it's under your skin.
No matter
right?
how hard I scrub, it'll never be clean. But,
God
like,
damn it! Why did I get a dick butt on my arm? This is such a bad idea.
like, I kind of want to, like, it'd also be quite funny because at the start of the year, I'm this scrawny guy with shorter hair, you know, dead skinny, and then at the end of it, if I can be jacked with super long hair, I'd be cool as shit.
Dude, that's some fucking like Thor shit. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Some absolute fucking Thor shit.
That's what I mean.
To be honest, okay, all right. By the end of this year, okay,
Are we both going to be jacked?
I don't want. Dude. Well, I worked out all last year and this year, right? Okay, so listen.
You're going to get
It takes
steroids, man.
It takes more than a year, but if anybody's willing to give us some steroids, just inject our muscles with dank memes, you know, and then we just like, you know, we're overblown, like, you know, then all right, okay, then we'll be jacked, right? But I expect us to be fit by the end of the year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll do, okay, you know what? We're putting up 2 photos of ourselves right now on screen. Both of them. This is what we look like right now, right? Okay? Shirtless.
Oh,
Completely
God.
shirtless.
Oh, God.
Completely shirtless. You see them right now? And if they're not up on screen, just imagine, right? Okay, 2 lads with 6-packs, right? Like, absolutely big specimen. We're gonna
Absolute
turn into lanky lads.
testosterone-filled beasts right now. That's what we are already.
Oh yeah, of course. By the end of the year, though, our biggest plan is to become thin. You know what I mean? Like thin, like completely thin, like no body weight, no muscles.
I want to be a
nothing.
skeleton. Absolute just skeleton. Here, He-Man.
What the fuck are you doing, He-Man?
The pizza, He-Man.
What? What do you mean there's no fucking pizza? Why is there 2 Skeletors? Yeah.
But like, what? Like, the one I want to stick to is the hair thing because I pussy out every time I like plan to grow my hair out. Because you've seen like my hair, like in some streams and videos and that, I get to a point where it's really long, but I want to go past that point, but I always check it out because my hair goes into like a mullet.
You get bowl cut. You know what I mean? Like bowl cut long hair.
But I don't. It's not a cut though. It just grows that way, and it's really like the back of my head grows quicker than the front. So I end up getting this like mullet where it's like sort of a decent length at the front and then super long at the back. And I'm just like, I don't want this.
Dude, well, you never know though. Like, here's the thing: all you have to do is not pussy out this.
That's what I mean. I know.
We'll make a deal, right? Okay. If you can do it by the end of the year, I'll give you €100.
Oh shit, I'm down.
Don't agree to that.
I agree.
agree, no.
It's on the podcast now.
No.
It's set in stone. I've got
listen,
the Boicast lawyer on the line.
No.
Hello, Joe. Yep.
Hello.
Right.
It's me, Joe.
No, excuse me. He said you are fully liable for the payment if Scott completes the challenge.
Dude, don't we own the company?
Joe, Blair. Joe said that you are liable for your words.
All right. Okay. Fine. All right. Fine. Okay. Okay. I will save $100 from my birthday money.
Yes.
Right? And if you can do it by the end, I will give you that. I'm actually gonna frame it in my room to say this is for Scott if he completes the challenge, right? And I'm also gonna put a tiny dick butt on the side. You know
That's
what I
fine.
mean?
That's fine.
Just so you know, it's the stamp of approval.
But
the stamp of dick butt.
It's gonna. I want to do it. It's gonna happen.
To be honest, I think you could do it. Like how quickly your hair grows.
It's too
I
quick.
I feel like you'll have it down to your shoulders in 6 months.
Like you saw how short my hair was when we went to Manchester.
Yeah.
Like that was really short. Now it's like down, like it's almost past my nose already.
No fucking. Oh, dude, you get fringe?
Yeah, my hair grows ridiculously quick.
Dude, yeah, you know what you should do? You know how the anime girls, like, you know how they have, like, they put the fringe at the back? You know, they
Oh, when they
like,
clip it
tape
up?
it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just
Like,
do that.
he does it in, Blue Exorcist.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
when he's doing his homework or whatever, he'll clip his hair up. Well,
Did
to
they
be
do
honest,
it in the Big Lebowski as well?
I do that now, kind of. Well, when my hair was super long, I used to tuck it into my headset. You know, like, I'd like
Yeah,
hold it
yeah.
up and put my headset under it and pull it back, or wear a beanie. But when it's too hot to wear a beanie, I just do that. Because when you're trying to play some games, when you're trying to be a hardcore gamer and you've got sweaty hair in your eyes and you're like, my eyes! And then you're just playing games.
Dude, I mean, to be honest, there's only one time that I've ever had extremely long hair, and that was when I was 12.
You should do it
But
too.
like, I can't.
Why?
I can't do it.
Why not?
I can't. I just, like, here's the thing, right?
Dude, it gets the babes.
Does it?
You know, the honeys.
Oh my god, well, sign me up and call me camper.
To be honest, though, when I had long hair, every girl hated me because of it. Because I have naturally
It's like
straight
in
hair.
now, though, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
Every
yeah,
girl was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck you. I'd kill for your hair. And I'm like, do it. Go on, kill me.
Yeah, go on then. We'll fight right now. Dude, I've never, like, I don't know, man. You see, we're a very naturally curly-haired family. So, like...
Oh, so you'd
to be
get a
honest,
proper fro going.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the thing, right? Because you see how I always, whenever I'm out and about, I always have the kind of, like, really short fucking cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but you can even see it in my beard, right? If I let the beard grow out too long, it just becomes, like curly man. You know what I mean?
My beard's oddly straight. Now, like, when I've seen other people's, like, my hair just comes out like Play-Doh and just stays, you know? Like, if I did grow my beard out, I'd have, like, one of those long, like, one of those, like, ones you'd see in the old Chinese films where they stroke it for about 4 meters long, and it'd just be like, I see you've come to my temple. And it is time to show down.
Oh, it'd be like a Jackie Chan movie.
It'd be a
you know what I
Shaolin
mean?
Showdown.
Oh my fucking god, right? Dude, oh my god, do you remember that cartoon?
I do. It was great.
Dude, that cartoon, I've rewatched it recently. It's still just as good.
It's got bootleg Krillin in it.
It does, dude. Wait, who's? Oh, yeah. If I can, you almost got me there. You almost got me there. That's the main character.
The
dude.
main boy.
To be
I
honest
watched it
with
in
you,
years though. It was. I remember it being good, but by the end, like in the latest episodes, it just got shit. Like they ran out of ideas.
kind of. It's just one of those shows where, like, the source material ended at one point in time, and when the showrunner like changed. You know?
Yeah, I just
'Cause
remember.
Cartoon Network always had shows that didn't really have like a plot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't have a plot that ended. It was like, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Dexter's Laboratory. You could watch one episode of Dexter's Laboratory and you wouldn't have to watch the one before it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like that was the point, wasn't it? Where it was just sort of separate. Well, like each episode was self-contained.
Yeah. But with Shaolin Showdown, like I don't know, like it had a pushing plot going somewhere. And then it ends and you're just like, what? And then they bring it back and you're just like, what?
I just remember the bad guy being my favorite character. Was Jack Spicer?
Oh, Jack Splicer, yeah. Jack Splicer, yeah.
He was the best.
Dude, I liked his woman. He had the little ghosty thing. It was out just like,
yeah.
Kill the Shaolin warriors! You must bring me back! I forgot what her name was. Like, I'm just gonna call her Matilda just for the sake of it, because it seems to be like the case.
Well, like Jack Spicer. Let's see.
Is it Jack Spicer? Or Jack
it looks
Spicer?
like it's Jack Spicer when I've googled it here.
Shit, dude, the man of
Jack
spice himself.
Spicer Ghost.
A ghost.
Oh, there we go. Ghost and the Immortal. What the fuck is this? Oh, this ain't. Oh my
They
god!
had a movie as well. Shaolin Showdown.
I challenge you to a Shaolin Showdown. Wooya! It was Wooya.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. As a young child, I feel like I had like a lot of crushes from this show in particular. What's it called? I think even when the woman goes, the mask lady goes into her like normal form, I feel like I crushed pretty hard on her as well. Like, I feel like I was just like, oh, you're evil, but then it's like, oh no, she's hot. I forgot. I think it was Wuya.
Yeah, it was called Wuya. I googled
It was, dude. Dude, look at human form Wuya.
Let's see.
Not bad, right?
Wuya Shaolin Showdown.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, you know, she starts off as like this little thing, but then you're just like, oh, maybe.
And then you're like, zoinks.
Oh shit, baby! I see where this is going.
We're on a bit of a tangent there. Shall we?
Sorry.
I was gonna say, is there anything you're planning for 2020 before we go on to like the Boicast? What we're thinking about doing? What are you are you personally wanting out of 2020, boyo?
You see, I'm kind of boring when it comes to 2020 shit. Cause I just want to advance my career. You know
That's the thing you want to do. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like it
doesn't have to be anything. Like, I want to buy a boat and travel the world.
But that'd be super sick though. But like, say, like the advancing your career thing, right? I'm gonna do that anyway. You know, like I don't need 2020 to tell me that. But I guess if we're gonna talk weird shit, I guess I do want to be in more movies. That would be pretty sick.
Everyone goes like, oh, I hate New Year's resolutions. There's no point. Why do it? I understand it just because of like, you know, it's the reset of the calendar. So it's a good starting point for anything. You know what I mean? And it's right at the end of like the holidays. So there's nothing stopping you until summer. You know what I mean? Everyone's always like, oh, there's no point in New Year resolutions. You can do them any time of the year. It's like, yeah, I get it. But it's also like, it's right after this long stretch of like holidays and shit.
Yeah, but like what point in time is everybody doing it at the same time? You know what I mean? Like when everybody's just like, okay, here's the fucking deal. This is what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I don't know. It gives you an extra boost. You know what I mean?
Like when you've got everyone around you who's like, I'm gonna start going to the gym. You're like, shit, I want to go to the gym too. And then you're like, whoa.
Oh fuck, I should go to the gym too.
You go to the gym together once and then never again.
Dude, it's always the worst when you know you both go to the gym and then you're just like, oh, okay, man, I'll see you next week, and you're the only one who arrives. And then you look around at all the really big buff men and you're just like, no, oh no, body dysmorphia, oh no, I'm so tiny.
See, I've never been to a proper gym. The only gyms I've ever been to was like the one in my like high school. Wait, am I still recording?
I think so, right?
Yeah, just double checking. It didn't seem like the little cursor was moving, and I've got a bit of foam in front of the thing. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry.
You see, that's the thing.
I've only ever been the one in high school.
Like,
yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like when you go to gyms, like going to the gym, it's a different experience, right? When because say like last year, me and the family were all just like, ah, shit, you know, we're like spending like $3,000 and $4,000 on like us going to the gym, like all of us. So we just decided to spend $1,000 and just make like all the shit we needed downstairs. So, but now that we've got all that stuff downstairs, right? Like, I don't know, when you're paying for something, it does have that like little bit of mojo push to you. But like, I always see like the gym is just so expensive for people to get into, right? So it's not. You have to commit to the gym, you know? It's not like you can just go once, you know? Because they don't let you. Because, you know, they're always just like, oh, so you want the 3-month plan? It's just like, well, you know, like I kind of just want to try it out once. So it's like, no, you'll never come back. Give us your money. But that's the thing, though. When you're training with other people, you do have that kind of like mojo to keep going, like just to push yourself a little bit more. Because sometimes, you know, there might not be enough equipment for everybody. So you kind of just do your set and then get up and then you share it with the other person and they do their set and then you do another workout and then, you know, you get into kind of like this pattern, right?
Yeah.
So I do enjoy going to the gym. It's just expensive, you know? Like it's just really expensive and it's hard to like push people to do it. You know, because, you know, you might be spending $1,000 for the year, you know, like holy shit, like that shit adds up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was like looking at gym prices like back when I started my new job because it was right next door to a gym, and I was like, oh, I could start going here for like an hour after work. And then I looked at the price of like a membership, and I was just like, Okay, I'll just not.
Oh yeah, one more tip
I'll
that
just
I'll
go
tell you.
home.
Don't go after work, go before work.
Oh, well, I can't really.
I
I
get
start
up
work
early.
at 9:00, and the first bus gets me to work just in time. So that's what I mean.
Rip! Well, I suppose you could do it afterwards, but
But I'm not going to. That's why I've just said.
What? What? What do you mean?
I've just
You said
said
you were
I
gonna
can't
work
afford
out.
it.
You said you were gonna get your New
Yeah,
Year's.
but not at a gym.
You were gonna go to a gym. What are you gonna do then?
Work out. There's
Well,
other
come on, tell me,
ways.
give
I
me
could
a
go to a
workout
different
routine.
gym. I meant that specific gym, Blair.
Yeah, but tell me your workout routine, man. What we gotta do?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Dude, have you done Insanity?
I've done Insanity. Yeah, I used to do it.
Yeah,
I used to be sick at it.
I really like the super cardio stuff. But obviously, when you're super thin, don't do super cardio stuff because you're just gonna get more thin. You're gonna
Yeah,
get
you're just gonna get
super toned.
skinnier.
Like you're gonna get so fucking toned, and you're gonna be super duper strong, but you're not gonna look super duper strong. You know, you're at that point in time where you're just like, oh, you know, I could probably kick the shit out of anybody right now, but I don't look like I could kick the shit out of anybody right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I used to do Insanity when I was in late high school, like just before starting college. So I was like 16, I think, when I did it. I got like toned. I looked fucking. I can't remember the name of the dude who did it. What's his name now? The Insanity dude.
I think he's called the Insanity dude.
No, he's got like a name. It's like Sean T. Sean T. I got it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, because mate, he was your best mate
hero.
when you're doing Insanity. He is just like giving you all the like, you know, all the inspiration. He's just giving you all this shit, and he's like, if you need water, get water. You don't have to keep up with us as long as you keep going. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, mate, I'm in it.
It's weird though, because I actually prefer that type of workout to weights. I do a lot more weights now because I want to become big boy. But like in terms of that like cardio, you know you can kind of get it done. So say like when you go to the gym and you do your weights and stuff like that. If you want to do a full session, you gotta be there for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You know what I mean? It's just how long that shit takes. But when you're in like Insanity, you can do it for 30 minutes and you can be just like, ah! You know what I mean? You're
like,
fucking ready!
Because if I remember, it's like you do like 60 seconds of like go, 15 seconds of break, 60 seconds of go, 15 seconds, and it's like, ooh. Just constant. It was so good.
It's why I kind of like that the cardio and stuff like that so much, because it's just, I don't know, it's just fast. You do it and you feel good when you're doing it. It hurts, but it doesn't like, you know, it's not like you got like weight on your shoulders or anything like that. You're just like, ooh, you know, after a while you start getting. I never thought that runner's high was a thing.
Oh
until
yeah,
I started
it's 100%,
running every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I started running every single day, and then after a while, I would just put on an anime soundtrack. I've said this so many different times in the podcast, but dude, if you've got your anime fucking soundtrack playlist going on, and you say "Run" comes on, you're just like, you know, you're like, right? You get teary eyes and stuff like that, and you get this new fucking burst of energy. Maybe it's just me, but
you're just like out of breath, crouched over, and you're looking up this hill, and you're like, shit, I'm not gonna make it. Then your playlist of I don't know, Just Bieber ends, and then it starts blasting "You Say Run," and it's that like build up, and then it does the drum solo bit, and you look up at the hill, and you're like, I can make it, and you start sprinting up the hill. Yeah, and then you reach the top of the hill, and then you've got so much energy, and you're like, yeah, I can do this forever, and then you realize, like, no, you can't.
Yeah, like you look down the hill, and you're just like, yeah, I'm done. Fuck.
How do I get home? I can't feel my legs.
Where am I? No, but what's weird? The weirdest thing with certain exercising, right? Because I've got right now. Okay, so as weird as this sounds, right? Breathing is like everything in like exercising and many different things in life, right? If you can learn how to breathe properly, you can learn to do things more faster.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, Demon Slayer.
Right.
I've got the Demon Slayer like soundtrack on, right? And in like one of the songs, there's a fucking deep breath through the abdomen, and you're just like, oh fuck, you know, it's like your brain is telling you it's time to fix that breathing. You know, it's like you become like the Wii Fit trainer for a little bit, and you're just like, you know, even though you're still running like a madman, like you're just like, yeah, like I don't know what it is, man. I've got lots of audio stimuli in terms of that type of stuff. So whenever I'm like exercising or something like that, I kind of think of the environment that I'm in, and sometimes I fantasize that I'm like racing Usain Bolt.
I mean, whatever works, innit? Like,
well, yeah, right. Whatever works. But anyway, I'm racing Usain Bolt. I've never won yet, but I've always almost won. And then I look up into the crowd, right? I look up into the crowd, and they're like, you know, they got like that One Piece hand movement, you know, where they put their fist up in the air, and I'm just like, yeah! I did everything I could! I'm sorry, I fantasize a lot. Do you do that?
it depends what I'm doing, really. But yeah, I get you. I used to do it a
fantasize
lot when
nearly
exercising because it helps you put you in the mental state to do it.
Right. It's
Where if you're just thinking about, oh, if I do like 5 more push-ups, I'll have done 5 more push-ups, you know, but it's like, you're just like screaming to yourself, like, if I do this, I could take on the world in the tournament next week.
dude, like I completely understand why the dudes at the gym are like so loud now.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
I was like before I'd be just like, I'd hear like somebody go, ah! And I'll be just like, what the fuck, dude? We're at the gym. But like now, I fucking get it, dude, because I'm that guy now. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be like, ah! Yeah!
On that note, I've just been told that my food's ready.
Oh fuck! What should we do?
We're gonna have to pause.
All right, okay. Let's pause. Okay, wait. Yeah, get to the thing.
I'm ready on the pause. We'll be back just after this commercial break. Okay, and we're back. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We just had some tea time.
This had a bit of a break, but we're back.
We had a little bit of a brew. We had some tea and
And a couple of
crumpets and
biscuits.
stuff. A couple of
Dude.
biscuits.
Dude.
Had some jammy dodgers.
Could you imagine being British? Eating
Oh
tea and dunking crumpers, bro?
What?
Have you not seen that video?
No,
Dude,
no,
we
I haven't
gotta
at
get a
all.
live reaction on the podcast. Hang on.
Wait, I can't actually get a live
you
reaction
can't.
though, 'cause
God
my
damn
booth-
it.
I'm sorry.
Boy, get
I'm
out of
sorry.
the booth.
Alright, I can't bring the microphone with me.
You fuck.
God damn it.
Have you not got your
I'm sorry,
phone?
I apologize. I don't. It's in the other room.
Oh, well.
Dude,
But-
this is how prepared I was for the podcast, dude. I was like, all right, we're gonna throw everything outside the door.
You're gonna
which I
isolate
normally do.
yourself from the world. So it's just
Dude.
you and the boy.
Dude,
the
you and the
boy.
boy. Dude, I'm literally in an isolated room right now. Like, literally, I'm in the booth. The booth for my boys.
booth.
Never let me out.
The booth. The booth. The booth is
So-
on fire. What?
Oh, no! Ah!
You
Dude,
good?
so that's the thing. Yeah, dude, we just said the booth is on fire. And I'm in the booth! No, but it's crazy, man. So, actually, just what we were talking about, I forgot what we were talking about before we jumped away or whatever. We were talking about, like, working out and stuff like that. But, actually, just as a little thing, man, what do you think the Boicast is going to do for 2020?
Well, the Boicast is gonna hopefully upload regularly.
What's
But-
that, dude?
But for Boys on Internet, we've got quite a few things planned.
We
Like,
do.
we keep saying this, but we're constantly just shooting ideas at each other, and we're like, kind of, we need to throw a very special piece of shit at the wall and hope it sticks.
You see, it's kind of crazy with how many ideas we have, right? And how much, like, time. Like, a lot of the ideas will take a long time to make. Like, specifically just because we're literally just a two-man team.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if we had, like, 64 people, which if anybody wants to help.
It's unpaid, but you can be in them. Well, it's also a fact of it. It's just us two, as well as we both full-time work. So it was like, we were both full-time working when we started this, but we had a little bit more leeway with what jobs we were working.
Oh yeah.
Whereas now
And
it's
now,
kind of
no.
super tight. Like whenever I'm off, you're working your fucking head off, and whenever you're like you've got some free time, I'm in work, and then I get home from work and I'm like, do I really have to go and talk for an hour?
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you don't even realize how much energy this type of stuff takes.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, really, really enjoyable, right? But like a lot of the stuff that you enjoy takes up so much energy, dude. Like I can't believe it. It's actually mad. And
Does
like we
the
put
amount,
around
like
at
the amount
least,
we
like-
talk in an hour is the amount we talk in a conversation. Like, say if we were chilling in Discord, that amount of conversation we put into this hour podcast would happen across the course of like 4.
Yeah, 4
So it's
hours.
just like compressing all that 4 hours of energy into like an hour burst. And when we come out of it, it's like the amount of times we've gone like, oh, let's get 2 podcasts done today so we don't have to worry about next week. We finish the first hour and we're like,
no, no, I'm going to bed.
yeah, pretty much.
But that's kind of the awesome thing about having kind of like this medium, you know, because it's mainly this medium is just us like saying exactly what we want to say at that time, you know.
Yeah.
Like while there is like work put into it, and we do put a lot of money into the podcast, you know, it's it's not a fucking cheap thing to run.
Like that, the music video we did alone cost that took a lot of money.
How much did that cost?
I think we had.
I was like,
I can't remember how much we paid the instrumentalist. Wasn't that like nearly £70?
yeah, that was
Something
like
like that.
70, and we went.
That's
we
just
went
for the
half on
soundtrack.
that. Yeah, like lucky enough, we've got like semi skills in different things. Like you did most of the work on that music video. I kind of just like.
Oh, I took
did the
direction on it
vocals.
because it was my idea. Like, why don't we just cover Minecraft, fucking? And then I took responsibility. I was like, you know what? It's my stupid idea. I'll direct it. And you were like, dude, you do it your way. Just use me as a puppet. That's basically what you were saying.
Dude, was I a good puppet?
Yeah, dude. No, but like your dance moves. No, like hang on. Your dance moves were all you. I had nothing to do with that, and it couldn't have been better. You brought a true Blairlex flair to that performance, and I loved it. I was dying whenever I watched it. Because you just went, like, before one of the music went, like, dance moves, and just start dancing, and I died. So we need a second music video which you take control of. We need yours.
I've got some ideas.
You gotta start shooting them my way, and we gotta get into production.
Dude, that's the thing. I've got some ideas, and I've got some like little situations, but we'll definitely talk about that off the podcast because
like we want to make
super secret.
This we want to make good few videos, but we want to make some more music videos, but we also want to like bring actual content to Boys on Internet. We've brainstormed a few ideas, but we haven't like fully set them in stone yet. But we don't want it to just be we don't want like a podcast but with cameras on, and we don't want like, you know, like sort of let's plays. Even though I'd be happy to, but I also wouldn't.
Like I'm gonna be real. I don't really want to do let's plays.
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you're like with let's plays. Yeah. You're as tired of them as I am. But as I've said before, I'd happily do them if it was like both of us doing it. But I'd want to do it in person. I wouldn't want to do it online.
If we're on the couch, it would be different because like
it'd have a
then
whole
we could
different
kick
vibe.
each other and do over like different situations, right?
But like
we
want to make
like Skype or Discord. It's just I don't know. It doesn't have the same ring, you know.
We want to do something a bit more creative than just doing let's plays or a podcast, because we don't script any of the podcasts. We try to, it doesn't work. Well, not by script, I mean we tried to have a few notes to give us ideas, and we ended up just using the first note and then going off the rails, and we were like, right, we don't need them.
I remember, like we're gonna have anime time at this point in time, and then we're gonna talk about this, and then we're gonna talk about this.
And then
I don't know, man.
And then we started the podcast and just talked about shit the entire time. Well, I think we genuinely talked about anime tits the entire first episode. And then it just sort of fell apart from there. So it's like,
did we actually?
Well, because it was fans. What was it called?
Yeah.
The fan service quota. We were talking about like animes. Like anime shows had a quota they had to reach every season.
Oh my god, that's amazing. But
We've
like,
already had the recap episode of the last
I
year,
know,
and
yeah,
you've
we
already
have-
forgot what we talked about.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But this just shows how much work we do, like on the podcast and outside of the podcast. Because then we're just like, when it's all done and dusted, I sleep and I forget what happened the day before.
I know what you're like.
it's
You've
just
got a very
gone.
short attention. What's not span, but what's the retention? I guess. Like we'll plan something that 2 days later you'll be like, oh shit.
Well, no, you see,
But I'm the
here's thing,
same.
I usually set up like alarms and things like that just to be just remind me this, right? Because I have I don't know if you do this, but every morning I have I write up all the lists of everything that I need to do. And so I do that, and then, you don't always finish everything on the list, right? You just don't. But you have a checklist, You're just like, oh, okay, I did this and then did that, and then I feel it like an unreasonable sense of accomplishment. Even if I just, it might be like something different. It's just like, write a word on the script today, right? And I'll write one word, and I'll just be like, yeah, yeah, I did it, right? But I always put them on the things, but then the next day, I forget about the list. You see, I don't know if you have super duper productive days and super duper non-productive days, but usually that's how I am.
But it's
with this
weird.
type of
My
stuff.
productive days come very rare. It's like most days off I am super slobby and I just sit in my chair all day and just watch YouTube or play a game and just forget that it's my day off and waste it. But then if I wake up on a day where I'm like, I want to do something, I want to get shit done, all day I'll spend on one project, and then the next day I'll forget I did it, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have super productive, yo, let's get shit done, let's do this, I'll do it all in one day, and then the next day I won't carry it on because I'm like, oh, I can't be asked, I did loads yesterday, and then, I'll postpone it until I have another day of just let's get it done. It sucks. I need, that's why sometimes it's good that we have each other, because you can be like, dude, let's do something. I'm like, okay, that's fine, let's do it.
It's kind of like every time we start the podcast and stuff like that, because we both really like to do it, but sometimes we're just so fucking tired. Like today, I was like, I've had a bunch of work that I need to get done, and I was just like, oh, I gotta edit these bastards out, and then you were just like, no, you're gonna be too tired by the end of it. We're doing it now, and I was like, fine. And then we did it, and now I'm so much energy. Literally, when I go back to edit all that shit, I'm gonna be able to finish it.
See, you need breaks when you're editing. That's
I need a break.
That's a true fact. If you edit for too long, you end up getting sort of editing strain where you just can't do anymore, and you look back at the shit you've done and you're like, this is awful. If you get to that point, take an hour to just chill, come back to it, you'll be like, okay, this is actually pretty good, let's carry on. Happens
dude, 100%.
all the time.
Whenever I'm writing scripts and stuff like that, right, it's the worst, right? Because, I don't know about you guys, I'm doing stuff for my private channel as well now, in terms of, we're gonna do some anime videos. I'm gonna do some TED Talks on anime.
I'm gonna cameo every now and then.
Dude, want a cameo every video?
I'm down.
Yeah, dude, I'll just put you in. I'll just be just okay, and it's Scott.
What I should do is just do a giant green screen library, and you can just place me in whenever. I'll just do some when PewDiePie or Filthy Frank and all that did those just sort of stock green screen footage things.
Oh yeah.
I'll just do loads of them. I'll just walk on and be like, haha, that's what she said. Just now that's a fine howdy do, and then just stupid shit like that, and you can just find places to put it in.
If you don't do dance moves and then start dancing, and then we'll have to end the partnership there, you know what I mean? Because actually you said you were going to do some videos for your private channel as well.
Yeah, it's tough because what I want to do, I need money for.
What do you want to do?
Well, it's just I want to do video game sort of reviews, but not just of games. I want to review tech stuff for games, stupid controllers, and stupid, basically be Scott the Was.
How come a lot of your role models have the same name as you?
Because I like my name, okay?
Because you got Scott Pilgrim, right? You got Scott the Was. You've got Danny Scott Bag. Wait, what?
But oddly enough, it's one of those I stumble on we were talking about Scott Pilgrim during the break when I was eating my food, but I got onto Scott Pilgrim purely because of like A, his name was Scott. B, he's always wearing a green t-shirt. He plays bass, and when I watched it, I played bass. And it's all video game themed and video game references, and the girls in it cute. It was great. I was like, dude, this is like made. This was made for me.
I am Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, like I had long hair at the time and no beard. I was like, dude, this was built for me.
You know what was kind of funny though, because I remember I ordered all 3 of the Scott Pilgrim books, right? And on the back, there's a picture of Wallace, right?
Yeah.
And my mom got the book and she's just said, "Oh, is this another one of your porn things?" And then I was just like I don't know what it is with parents and like anything animated or anything like that, right? It's just. And of course she flips to the page where they're having sex. But anyway, doesn't matter. But if you flip it on the back, there's a picture of Wallace, and he's just like, she's just like, "Oh look, that's you." And I'm just like, I'm just like, "Mom, that's the gay character," and she's like, "Yeah, that's you." I'm just like, "God fucking damn it, Mom."
Oh, that's devastating but funny.
It's dude, if you ever come to my house, my parents are gonna roast the shit out of you. They're like, I have a high roasting tolerance.
So do I, to be honest. I grew up with 2 older brothers, and I'm from the northwest where everyone hates each other, so constantly rip into each other. It's just how it goes. Like, you've heard me, like, my Discord, haven't you?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You wouldn't think any of us are friends.
Dude, when I first joined your Discord, I was just like, "Oh shit."
I remember you talking to like me or someone and being like, "Do you actually like not like him?" I'm like, "What?"
I was like confused. I was confused at the whole situation. I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I don't know. I'm a very passive guy. You know what I mean? I'm not quick to insult. Well, actually, maybe I am. Am I quick to insult? I don't know. Maybe I do.
I don't think you've never really insulted anyone, like from what I remember.
God damn it, dude! I'm such a bitch.
Other than call someone a cunt, but that's just standard nowadays.
That's Australian for hello.
G'day, cunt.
G'day, cunt. How are you? It's good to see you.
If we were monetized, we wouldn't be now.
If anybody wants to sponsor us, though, like, listen, we'll stop saying cunt.
Dollar Shave Club, MeUndies, Gillette.
As soon as the sponsor comes on, the cunt goes away. That's all that I'm saying.
Dude, we could get Sneak to fucking sponsor us. I reckon they would, because I'm a esports gamer.
Yeah, we're all esports gamers. Sneak,
dude,
if you'd like to sponsor us, we would love that.
I'll drink your sugar-free caffeinated energy drinks.
Is it sugar-free?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, apparently, like, that was the point of it. I always see adverts for it on, like, Instagram and that.
They're always on Instagram, aren't they?
Yeah, they're always ripping into, like, Red Bull and shit. Because they'll be pouring out a can, but it'll be blurred. And they'll be, like, blurred so they don't sue us. And it's like, regular energy drinks are chock full of sugar and all this unnatural shit. We just put on some caffeine and, like, woo! We're Sneak.
Yeah!
Esports, play PUBG and break your table in half.
Is that...
That's not from experience.
Is that... Yeah.
Nope.
Definitely not.
I've gotten back into PUBG recently.
I've seen you guys play PUBG.
Yeah.
Should I reinstall it?
If you want. I mean, feel free. Like, no, but yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be. Because, like, when we first started playing it, it was great. Because everyone else had just started playing it.
Yeah.
So everyone was shit. Then they got to a period where everyone was good at it. And you'd lose all the time. But there's this, like, weird middle ground now where all of the good players have moved to Apex or Fortnite or whatever.
Okay.
But there are still really good players sort of lingering every now and then. So you'll go on and there's just casuals and you'll have a good game and you might get killed at the end by someone who's decent. But then there's some games where you've got this guy who is like pinging every single shot from across the map.
Oh my god.
But you can tell they're not hacking. They're just fucking good at the game. But it depends really. Like some games it'll be fucking funny. You'll have a great time. You'll land. You'll get good loot. Other games it'll be you land, you get fuck all, and then you get ruined by a guy who's amazing. And like it feels like it's back to what it used to be. Like they've patched out all the shit that they added Like, they made the SMGs godlike when I stopped playing it, and now they're back to normal. And I don't know, it just feels better. It just feels like PUBG again. I like it.
I'll download it. I'll download it. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Actually, speaking of that, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of games that are feeling like different, but like kind of back to the way they were, dude, I'm getting back into League of Legends again. Like unreasonably amounts. Fucking what's called League 2020 starts in like 2 days, and I'm gonna be on that shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be rank man. Dude.
But like,
I don't know what it is. I'm just so into it now because, okay, so I'm a jungler, right?
yeah.
And before when you're a jungler, right? Okay, you kind of like, you know, when I stopped playing, it was mainly just like, you know, Dragon and Baron were optional, but you didn't really need them to win a game.
Now they are part of it. Like
they're like 100% part of the game, and I feel so much more empowered as a jungler, right?
Like, if you get Baron, you've won. At some point. Like, it's insane how
like,
much
now
of a difference it makes.
They have a new system, right? So if you get 4 dragons, right, you get that you get the dragon special ability. Whether like if you're like you get the red dragon, you just like for some reason you throw fireballs at people or something like that. When you hit them, it goes BAM! And then like they take extra damage. If you get the blue one, I think it's like health regen. And then if you get the brown one, you become like so tanky and stuff like that. But each dragon gives you like a different thing. And if you get like the ethereal dragon, the purple one, like that's the last dragon that you can get. Literally, once people get to a certain amount of health, you just instantly kill them. And it's like it's so important now because it makes people want to really take control of the dragon lanes. So people can't just sit in their lanes and farm anymore.
It makes jungling more important as well to keep. You have to have full like zone control and fucking awareness. Because I used to struggle with that on basic League. So if I started playing League again, I would cry.
Nah, dude, you should give it a go. I feel like you'd like it. Like playing League of Legends with me.
But I also don't like ranked, which is odd. Because I am like, you know how into games I get, and I hate ranked.
All right, fine. We can play normal games. Right? We can play normal games.
Maybe one day. Maybe
one day. League 2020. Scott Pilgrim, on the Throw Kings, League of Legends, Twitch rank team. I'll see you there. The Throw Kings. What's the acronym for the Throw Kings? TFK. Tfuka. Tfuka. See you on Tfuka. Tfuck. Like, you know what I mean?
With games recently, there's been nothing new that's pulled me in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I played that new Star Wars, the Jedi Fallen Order, which was really good, but, like, playing it, I was just like, it's Dark Souls again. And there's only so much, like, I used to be stupidly into Dark Souls, I could play it all day, but when you've played so much of it and a new game comes out and you're like, oh, sweet, and you just realize it's the same game again, but Star Wars.
You see, that's the difficulty that I have with the like just
Souls-like, yeah.
I hate how Souls-like is becoming a genre. You know what I mean? Like
I don't, because it's a great like what's the word, format for like an RPG. I love it, but when they just keep coming out and they're not changing it, like Sekiro was brilliant because they took the formula and actually changed it.
I don't know. I still have a little bit of a rough thing with Sekiro because I enjoyed Sekiro's boss fights, but I didn't enjoy going to the boss fights. If that makes sense.
I found it too. It felt like too much of a like. You had to think about it too much, which sounds weird. But when I play a Souls game or like I don't want to be like trying to strategize. I want to just go in and hit shit with swords, just what I did on Dark Souls, and I've beat everyone, fine. But when you go into Sekiro, you have to be like, what's the parry timing? How many times do I have to hit and to get his stamina up so that I could break his block? And then, you know, there was like, there was a lot more layers, which made the game phenomenal. Just not for me, because I'm very simple-minded. And I want to hit things with sword, yes. But, you know, like, God. So when it's like with Star Wars, it felt great. It was buggy as shit, which it's an EA game, so I was
it's an EA
expecting
game,
it.
yeah, right?
Yeah, but I think I just need to give it some more time because I've played a few hours. I've got like through the first 2 worlds, and it feels great. It's just, I don't know, I feel like it's just gonna get into the loop of every level's the same. You know what I mean? That's kind of Dark Souls, isn't it?
Why, yeah, that's why I've like I'm kind of like in this weird situation, right? Because like I'm not playing Star Wars, right? But I'm playing Code Vein right now, and I'm getting through Code Vein.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
And
able to play both.
like, yeah, you see, the thing is though with like Souls likes, which I really, really have kind of like the problem with, is the fact that you know they feel they feel the same. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
like when you're hitting things and stuff like that, you're just like, oh shit. You know, you can tell it's kind of like a reskin. I'm really enjoying Code Vein, and I'm really enjoying the atmosphere and like the whole story behind it and things like that. But I can't help but see like literally like a year down the road, it's gonna be one of those things where there's just too many of the fuckers.
Well,
Do
it
you
got
get
to
what I
that
mean?
point. It's already at that point, I feel like. Because even
You
other
think
people
so?
are like... Because remember how annoyed people got by the phrase Souls-like?
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, oh, Hollow Knight's the souls of side-scrolls.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Souls
But
is...
Hollow Knight has nothing to do with Souls likes, but like, you know what I mean?
Well, like that, but that's what people said, though.
yeah.
Like, Hollow Knight is the souls of side-scrollers. And
It's like
all
Skyrim
this.
with guns.
Yeah, and it's just like... I love the format, but I want them to change it enough so that I don't play it and go, oh, this is the Estus flask. Oh, this is the Homeward Bone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty much copy and paste. It's like playing Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. Every new game is the same reskinned. And even though it's completely different teams making them, they're exactly
still-
the same
yeah,
games. And
100%.
it's like, as much as I love the formula, change it enough that I'm not picturing Dark Souls or picturing Bloodborne or, you know, like
see what would, like-
Bloodborne was a good example of them changing the Souls like formula. They made it so that there's no way to block and there's no rolling. It's purely just aggro. Like, if you take damage, you've got to go aggro to get your health back. You don't just hide, drink your Estus flask, and get back in. Because there's limited amount of blood vials you can have. And, you know, it was just like a fresh take on Dark Souls. But then you go and play, like, Code Vein, which feels exactly the same as Dark Souls. You play fucking Jedi Fallen Order, it feels exactly the same as Dark Souls. Whereas Bloodborne and Sekiro feel completely different to Dark Souls. And they're made by the same people who made Dark Souls! Like, it's so bizarre!
It's you see, like the more that I think about Dark Souls and stuff like that, it's kind of like, because I don't really like. I thought Dark Souls, like, I didn't like the Dark Souls games. I didn't really like all 3 of them. But because it was so close to being what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
You see, with Dark Souls and stuff like that, I would have loved if Dark Souls was like a squad-based party RPG. Like, you know what I mean? You kind of have the tank, you have the healer, you have the damage dealers kind of thing, and like make it kind of like a World of Warcraft going through a dungeon. You know?
Yeah, because like you always see it in anime and TV shows and that when there's a game, you always have they're always playing this like sort of pseudo game where there's the knight, the healer, the tank, and then there's never any games like that other than MMORPGs, which don't really feel good combat-wise. Like, if Dark Souls did have a game where roles were heavily implemented and it was like a 4-player story mode, not MMO, just purely 4-player story, that would be fucking amazing.
It would
but
really be nice,
no
right?
games have done it, and I don't understand why.
Because, like, I can completely see, like, obviously, it comes to the point of, like, oh, well, not everybody has 4 friends to play with, but then you can just obviously just make a bot, or just make it so that, like, you know, maybe then you can just play a regular, like, thing. But they
say, like, not everyone has, like, they do that quite a bit. It's like, not everyone would be able to play it the way we intended, but the people who do get to play it that way, or you can have matchmaking so you find randomers and make friends on your journey, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, imagine if Dark Souls, right? Okay, you know the little like town that you always come back to.
Yeah.
Imagine like that was the MMO section, right, where everyone's just
It's
like
just a
running
hub of
around and
players.
talking. Hub of
And you
players,
can
right?
interact and be like,
And
dude,
it
you
could
want to
be
be
just
my,
like-
you want to be my tank? And they're like, yo, what's
Right.
up?
Imagine that type of situation, right, where you have to build your party there. You know, you have to go around, you have to talk to people, like, and you know, some people don't want to talk to people. Maybe they can just wave at them, be just like, hey, raid, like, and they could be just like, oh, you know, they wave back, and then they're in a party together. You know what I mean? Like, imagine
Yeah.
this is like the hub world of like collecting your party. You see, because the thing about Dark Souls, which would be so much fun to me, right, is that the bosses are hard, but when you bring someone in, right, when you bring someone in to help you, it's
A piece of piss.
yeah, and it's kind of just like
Well, it's because they don't balance the bosses for multiplayer.
yeah,
It feels like they build the boss and then go, oh yeah, multiplayer's a thing, whatever. But like, the best times I've had on Dark Souls is playing it multiplayer. But the fucking annoying thing is you go in, you summon your mate, and then you're like, right, okay, let's do this area, beat the boss. Then your mate gets thrown back to his world, and then you've got to go back to the beginning of that area to do it with him in his save so he can get to that point. So
Right,
you do
yeah.
every area twice, and it's just like, why can't, right at the beginning, you just get into a lobby with 2 players, start the game, and then it's Dark Souls 2-player?
yeah, I know, right? What the fuck?
Why is that not a thing? Because then if your mate dies, he has to wait and spectate until you get to the next bonfire and res him.
It's
Like, why is that not a thing?
Like, and also the case, like, situation, okay, Dark Souls is supposed to be hard, right? Obviously Dark Souls is supposed to be hard, right? I feel like that's one of the biggest attractions to a lot of people, right? But in that case, like, oh, you know, if you bring someone else down, it makes it easier. Well, just make it so that the bosses have, like, you know, situations. So, like, my idea for the perfect Dark Souls, right? So you have, like, you know, you have a dude with a shield or something like that, or a big heavy sword, the big tanky dude. You have kind of like the mage who heals everybody and keeps people, like, in check, just like an MMO, right? And you have the damage dealers and stuff like that, right? Say,
Yeah.
like, you know, you have, like, you know, the guy aggroing on, you know, the tanky dude. But then again, who knows, he might, like, grow extra arms and shit like that, and then, like, you know, like, pick up and grab the healer, right? And then you have to, like, you know, the damage dealers would go and have to save the healer and, like, maybe cut that arm off to make them, like, you know, saved. I feel like then you could have longer boss fights and also more mechanics involved. Obviously,
Yeah, because
like,
you
know,
want
ugh.
something where you think about sort of what the boss's next move is going to be. Because in Dark Souls, all you're staring at is that health bar and then
Yeah.
dodging whenever it dives at you. That's it. And then
see,
you run up, you spam RB for a bit until you realise it's getting back up, and then you roll back out. But if it had... I know they're probably not at that point where AI is that incredible on, like, 4-player co-op, because sometimes it's not. Like, even bosses in, like, MMOs fucking wig out when you have, like, 16-player raids. Like, you
Actually,
know...
no, I actually have to disagree with you on that one, because Final Fantasy 14, the bosses are phenomenal at, like, you know, they work on pattern systems, right? They work on pattern systems. So if you're not in the correct place when the pattern system happens, you're dead and stuff like that. But I do think, you know, you just have to change it to more of a pattern system and less of a, I'm going to roll through you.
Is that? Yeah. Okay, because I've never played 14, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, because I'm not an MMO player, so I don't know too much about it. I've played a bit, and I've gotten into it a little bit, but it's not my cup of tea. It's too clunky, and it just feels too, like... After playing Dark Souls, I could never play an MMO, because Dark Souls combat is just fluid, whereas MMOs, it just feels like your character sort of stood there casting spells and hitting macros, you know what I mean? Like, I understand the appeal. I'm not hating on anybody who plays MMOs. They're fucking incredible games, and they are a fucking achievement that they exist. Yeah.
They're just not for you.
But it's like, I don't know, like, I wish MMOs had sort of just clean combat, and then I'd love them. If it was like, you could get your friends on, you'd get a party together, and you'd just venture out into the world, find quests from villages, you know, you do, like, I know it sounds stupid, but, like, Sword Art Online, the reason that became popular is because everyone wanted that game that they made in it.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted it, where you could go in, you'd meet people, you'd go off on quests, and it'd be like, you'd go to this town, this guy would be like, oh no, I need some honey from this mystical forest bee, and you're like, shit, I'll go.
When you're with your boys, right?
And then you and the boys are like, shit, let's go.
The adventure is not about getting the honey. It's about what happens along the way with the boys. You
with
know,
the
like
boys.
that's the thing.
And then you get to the forest and you realize the reason he's got no honey is because there's a monster trying to steal all the honey, and you're like, shit, dog, get out of my face.
You see, that's the biggest thing. That's why I find it difficult to enjoy games like Dark Souls, because
there is no sort of story.
Well, yeah, well, there's
Adventure.
like kinda. It's to like put it in like a thing, right? When I'm there, right? Say like I go fight a boss, die, go fight a boss, go fight a boss, die, go fight a boss, go like die, go fight a boss and stuff like that. Eventually, I'm gonna kill it. And when I do, I'm gonna be just like, oh yeah, that's relief. But it's relief that I don't have to be frustrated anymore.
That you
right?
don't have to keep doing it.
Right?
Yeah.
When you're with a party of players and you know, oh, okay, you might be dying a bunch of times and you might be revving people and it might get really, really intense, right? And you lose, you're just like, oh, fuck, you know what I mean? But it's that energy of everybody else when you win, you know what I mean? Like, when you're on your own, you don't normally scream, yeah, I did it, you know? Kind of like, but when you're with the boys, yeah, we did it, you know? Like, fuck yeah.
It's why I kind of enjoyed Destiny. Destiny's like sort of missions and that felt really fun. Because you'd be playing them.
Destiny.
Because like, I wasn't fully on board with it. Like I enjoyed it, but there was still something missing from it that I couldn't put my finger on. But there was something there that I was like, it's so close to being great, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say it's amazing. But like the fact that you could get like a team of like your friends on, and then you do a raid, and then it just like the boss fights felt a bit more like. Because there was loads of things you had to do, like you'd be fighting a boss and then it'd disappear and these 4 crystals would appear that would like grant the boss immunity and you all have to run about and destroy a crystal each at the same time. Then it'd be free again and you're getting together and one of your mates goes down, you're like, shit, I gotta go res him! And you know, like, it just felt like what you won, but it's still just clunky. There's not enough polish on some of these like sort of party-based things, but it's getting close. There's gonna be a game one day that comes out and I'm like, finally. There's one that looks interesting. I can't remember what it was called. It's one that's going to be on the PS5 and Epic Games. I can't remember what it was called. PS5 and Epic Games.
Ooh.
It's like a free player. Oh, let me go find it. It was just some cool knights and shit.
Okay.
Where is it?
Oh, as well as like the reason why, like just before we jump off, the reason why I don't really like Destiny and stuff like that, I feel like games with guns, like when you're hitting somebody with a sword and shit like that, I feel like it's justified that they have big health bars. But when I'm shooting somebody with a gun, like my brain is just like they should be dead, you know?
Yeah.
So like I don't like the whole oh, I'm gonna put on 4 mags into this man and he's not gonna be dead. Like it just, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. But that's the main thing why I don't like it.
I get you. Well, it's just like, there's this game, it's called Godfall.
Oh, yeah, that's the one with all the Greek gods.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, yeah.
And it looked like Godfall is a third-person fantasy looter slasher focused on melee combat. And it's apparently meant to be like free player co-op, and it's made by Gearbox. So I'm like, I'm kind of excited. Because like Borderlands is another one where, and you're not a fan of Borderlands, are you? If I remember correctly.
The fucking story. I love the characters.
Yeah, you just don't like loot shooters, do you?
When you shoot someone, they should die. Like I just can't get over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just not good enough for me.
But like the concept, like that's why I really enjoyed Borderlands, because that was kind of one of those. It was, you had your friend who was the sniper who deal damage from a distance, so you had to keep safe because he was squishy, and then you'd have the tank who'd aggro them. You know, they had roles in it, and then you'd find weapons that those roles would sort of suit. So when you're looting, you'd find like a sniper in the box and be like, hey, yo, Jimmy, I found you a sniper with 200 damage. And he's like, oh, shit. And he'd run up, and then you'd like, you know, you'd like sort of build up each other by finding loot for each other. And then, again, it just felt like the bosses in that was just shoot, run away for a little bit, shoot, run away, you know, until the health bar went down. There's no, like, shooting him, and then he does this, like, attack that interacts with this, and then you've got to, like, you know, strategize, like, shit, he's gonna do this, and then we gotta do this, and there's no thinking, it's just shoot the bitch till he's dead, you know?
I feel like that's why I keep coming back to games like League of Legends, even when I say I'm done and stuff like that. Like League of Legends and MMOs, because I don't know, the feeling of importance that, you know, like sometimes I feel like sometimes having like, you know, the toxic players and shit like that on your team also brings up that like weird team spirit, right? Where you're just like, I won with this team, even though this guy was a cunt. You know what I mean? Like it just shows like when you have a game where everybody needs to do their job and everybody does their job well, it feels so fucking good. You know?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it's
well,
that's what I want from multiplayer games and stuff like that. Because
I'm
I just don't see
I'm
it
the same
enough,
to be honest,
you
because
know?
I see it like because that's why I keep going back to PUBG. You know what I mean? Like when you play PUBG on your own, it's kind of dull,
Yeah.
and you just sort of, you know, you go on it. But when you're on with friends, and like you've got a 4-man squad, and then you're coming up on people, and it's like, right, I'm gonna go right and try and watch them from this angle. So if you shoot them from there, they'll back into me, and then you're like, shit, you're getting shot, and you're like, shit, we're getting shot from 290 down the hill behind the trees, and then you're all shouting at each other and communicating. It just makes it fun. Say if you're playing Call of Duty, you're all just sort of shooting guys and shouting
that's the thing, right?
at each other instead of like actually going, oh, we got to do this and go around. It's shit, I've got no bandages. Anybody got any bandages?
Actually,
You know,
that's the
this
thing,
sort of...
yeah, as well. You know, like that's the same case with Apex as well, which I felt like you know, it was teams of 3, but like if one player is just good enough, they can just kill
They can
everybody.
carry the entire thing.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the thing, which like that's the thing that you bring up PUBG as well, right? Say like if you're like being pinned down by a mountain, you could have one dude like just like, you know, doing some armor covering fire while 2 guys like take the long way and flank. You know, I don't know. It's that tactical gameplay which is why I really, really would love to get into armor or squad or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're just so
I haven't got
hard.
the patience for it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so hard to get into. Like, what the fuck?
As much as I talk all this big shit about, like, I want games where you can strategize, I want to do this and that, if I went into armor, I'd be like, what is happening?
Dude, I would love just the best of both worlds, right? Because, like, I tried to... Because I've been playing a lot of Squad recently. But that game, like,
Mate, we should do a video.
Boys. Yeah?
We should do a video of me and you just jumping into an armor server.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Of just me and you jumping in completely blind and being like, right, what's happening?
Hello!
Hello, friends. We are here to war, yes.
War is good, I think.
What
if we
is
all
it
get
good
drafted,
for?
Absolutely something. I'm having a lot of fun. 'Cause that's the thing. Because I always love watching those videos of like, you know, just the dudes like waiting for their mission to start and they just chatting shit to each other. Like, have you ever seen those videos where like literally like I think like Maxor does a couple of videos as well, where it's just dude, they might be in the car or anything like that and just memeing on their way to the objective.
Not really. I've never seen it. I watch a lot of Soviet Wombo.
Soviet
His armor
Wombo's a
videos
good
are
one as
fucking
well.
Incredible.
Yeah. Like nearly all of Soviet Wombo's videos when they're like just talking shit, they're like never in combat. They're just ready to go to combat.
Oh yeah,
you know
they're
what
never
I mean? Like,
they're never in combat because that's not when the funny shit happens. Other than occasionally something funny, and then half of it is just them ripping into each other at the base while they're trying to set up for a mission.
I love that. I love that. Like I don't know what you'd call it. It's not asymmetric gameplay. I don't know why that came into my head, but just I don't know. Just it's weird.
It's kind of like role play, but not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's weird. I like games that give me the chance to be bored for a little bit, but then can fucking go off like then and there. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit of time to think and just have a little bit of a chat and boom, like all that type of stuff.
That's what PUBG's great for. It's a great podcast game. That's what me and my brother called it. Because like you drop, you loot up. There might be a bit of action, but then the circle moves, and you've got to run for a good few minutes, and you're just chatting shit. You're just catching up with the boys, and then it's like, shit, there's a shot, and then you all go into gamer mode, and you all shut up, and like, shit, there's a guy, 360, boom, 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 grenade, we gotta flank to this house and get an angle, you know? And then they're dead, and then you're back to podcasting.
That's the thing. Like, that's the type of games which I really enjoy. Like, to be honest, I'm more of a single player gamer now, which I think about it. But if I'm gonna play multiplayer games, it's gonna be multiplayer games like that.
I've fallen off of the single player. I'm gonna be once Animal Crossing comes out.
Oh yeah, dude! Fucking when Animal Crossing comes out, we're not gonna find you. You're gonna have a new set of friends.
You'll find
They're gonna
me in game. You'll come over to my town and be like, Scott, what are you doing? And I'm like, this is my
Oh,
life
yeah.
now.
Like, literally, we'll see your town like completely like neat and like perfectly like chill and stuff like that, and then you'll come to my town, it's full of weeds and shit like that. And there's only one other character in my town who hasn't left yet, which is the only character that I'm giving gifts to.
And I'll go into your house that's just full of anime waifu drawings. And I'm like,
It's like
you go into mine, it's just full of portraits of Isabel. Because she is my wife.
It's like you just see like a body pillow of like Isabel in the corner, but like there's like an Isabel shrine with like candles and like just little pictures being just like do it for her.
I'm yandere for Isabel, man.
What?
I'd kill what?
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 Dude,
What?
actually, speaking of yanderes, I know this is a weird thing to segue into, but have you been watching much Netflix recently?
Depends.
Okay, well, I've got
What
a show. I've got a show to give you, right? The
Okay.
show is called You.
Me?
You.
Me?
You.
Me?
You.
The show is called Me?
Hi, you.
Right, what's this show?
All right.
Yeah, we'll have this as the last topic
Yeah.
before we wrap up.
Oh, what
Let's
time
have
is
a
it?
look.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well,
my
like an
bad,
hour and 10 minutes, but we
Oh,
have
fuck, my
also
bad.
we also had the piss about at the beginning and the piss about in the middle, so it's fine.
All right. Okay.
Go on.
So this show is called You, and it's literally about like it's a TV show about a male like stalker who's stalking this woman, right?
A dangerously charming, intensely obsessive young man goes to extreme measures to insert himself into the lives of those he is transfixed by.
That's the one. Like, dude, it's weird. I thought, like, in my brain, I was just like, this seems kind of interesting. The first episode, I was just like, like, actually, first 10 minutes into the first episode, I was just like, this is like, I don't know, this is kind of like, like this is kind of like girl bait, you know what I mean? Like dangerous man, like he's gonna come. He's a beautiful man looking to strangle you and stuff like this. So I thought it was just gonna stay like that. So I was just like, I don't know if I want to watch this at the moment, because the person that I was watching it with, she was just like, this seems like the perfect show for me. And I was just like, okay, cool. Then we got to the end of it, and then she was just like, that was shit, and I am so into it. Dude, he's such a fucking creeper. Like, it's, like, it shows, like, the reality of, like, an extremely creepy guy. You know, he's hard to like, but you like him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was going through the whole thing, and I was just like, whoa, holy shit. Like, next episode. It does have its fallbacks, you know? But
he's
I
like
was just like, whoa.
Protagonist-antagonist hybrid, kind of.
He's like a really bad person, but, like he could totally be real. You know? Like, there was so many points and times where I was sitting there and being just like, oh, this is smart. You know what I mean? He's doing really smart things, and you're just like, oh, well, listen, if I was a creepy stalker, dude, I would probably do that too. You know what I mean? Like, all this type of shit. And I was like, whoa. And he's got, like, a secret, like, because, like, he works at a bookstore, right? And underneath the bookstore, there's, like, this cage, like, this, like, I don't know what this cage is thing, but it's, like, a soundproof cage where you keep the books and it keeps them, like not stale or something. I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's just BDSM cage or whatever it was. But, like, every now and then he'll just bring people in there, and, like, people come down there and they're just like, what the fuck? This is a weird cage. You into this type of stuff? Slaps, like, shoulder kind of situation. But sometimes he keeps people in there. And, like, it's so good. It's so ridiculously good. I really, really, really suggest people watching it, because, like, when you bring up yanderes and stuff like that, right? Because, like, the reason why I'm creeped out about, like, anime yanderes and things like that is because I know how easily they could be real, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like the people who are attracted to anime yanderes are just like, they can't be real. You know Gasai. Fucking, who's that pink-haired bitch? You know what? I would love I would love if she came after me, all this type of shit, you know what I mean? But for me,
Because
like,
it's animated and very over the top. You're like, no way. And then you watch
Yeah.
something sort of set in reality and makes it very realistic, and you're sort of just there like, oh.
they're just like, ah, you know, like
Oh,
the thing
God.
about the thing about the main character is, like, you know, when you think of creepy stalkers and stuff like that, it's specifically like yanderes and stuff like that. Like, have you watched Future Diaries?
I haven't.
Ah, fuck. All right. Well, anyway, you know yandere characters, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of look at them and they feel creepy. You know, they've got like the tick, the anime character, like, you know, ooh, something's not right with that bitch. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But they actually make the character in you very, very likable, and but it's not. You're
Well,
never
isn't that sort
like.
of the role of that person is to be likable, and that's how he gets you.
Well, that's the thing,
That's how he
right?
gets you.
He's done his research. He's likable. You know what I mean? He's not like, you know, just there to creep the main character out. Like, he's actually really charming and knows exactly what to say because he's researching this shit. You know what I mean? It's not like he's just there in the background being just like, if only I could give you a little sniff. You know what I mean? No, he's actually like other people like him. You know, he does good things for other people because he knows that it will
Benefit him.
in the long run, right? And it's kind of crazy because, like, there's this character, right, who's like a little kid, right, and his parents are like arguing and they live in the room next to him, and like he sees himself in this kid a little bit, right? So he's always giving him books and things like that, like giving him like really helpful advice and things like that, and you're just like, oh shit, you're like, this is really helpful advice. Oh, maybe he is a good guy. Because then it goes through a couple of episodes where it's just like, you know, they're together. And you're just like, what? They kind of are good for each other. You know? Yeah, they kind of are good for each other. And then you're just like, but wait a second! Wait a second! And like, you know, it just escalates and escalates like over and over again. But it doesn't escalate to the cases where you think, you know, like, oh, okay, it has to escalate here, or else it would just, like, you know, she's dating a creepy guy, you know. But it's very good. It's very good. I really, really like the show. I think I always have one of these moments where I literally tell you about maybe a show that only I would like, and then I just like mouth off about it for like 10 minutes. And then I feel like you're completely lost to exactly anything that I'm saying.
Sometimes. I've kept up with this one quite well this time.
Good.
Quite well this time.
I'm glad.
I mean, because, like, it sounds interesting. Like,
It's
sounds
really interesting. Oh!
Like, normally with podcasts, you talk about what's hip. Like, we didn't even talk about The Witcher, which I haven't even watched yet.
Oh, The Witcher's very good.
You know,
Very
I've
good.
heard good things. But you go off on your rant about Crazy Stalker Dude, the TV show. But
I
mate,
can't watch anything
it can't
normal.
be a podcast without you popping off about a TV show that you're currently obsessed with. You know, it's not a Boicast without that.
Dude, I'm
So,
glad.
And that's a good place to end it.
It's a good place to end it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
We love you
Find
guys
us-
so much. Find us
on a bunch of different apps like Acast, Spotify, YouTube,
Instagram,
SoundCloud, Instagram, YouTube,
my
Twitch,
dad's house.
my dad.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for
Bye,
watching.
everyone.
We'll see you guys another
With
time.
Scottscy and Blairlex signing off. Subscribe.
Tobuscus? Is that you?
Woo!